How to read once and never forget again. Now, if you're a student who is struggling with reading and forgetting, there are so many students once they read today, like if they should come back to what they have studied. They have forgotten almost every single thing here. Is just like they cannot what retain information or they forget easily. So in this video, I want to give you 5 practical steps you can use to read and you never what forget again. These are science proven practical steps that work all the time. You have to what stick to the end of this video and practicalize every single thing you have to learn in this video. Just and so I want to give you step 1 towards step 5. Each step are very, very essential. They're very, very important in helping you to read once and never what forget again. Just if you have any question, only leave it at the comment section. So before we get into it here, if you're a JAM student, and you want to write the 2025 examination, understand that our registration for our private class was started, especially for those of you who are in the general group. Now, being in the general group does not mean that you'll be learning every single day. Just you have to join our private online class. Now, the private online class, I take math, chemistry, and physics. The fee for the private online class is 8,000 naira every single month. Now, but I'm currently on a discount, right? Discount price for the first 20 persons. So far, I've got like 11 persons, right? As of the time of me creating this video. So probably before you come see the I've got to all my 20 persons. But luckily for you, if I've not got to my 20 persons, you can also take advantage of the discount. So for those of you that will be paying the first 20 persons that will paying, you're only paying 4,000 naira. It means that without 4,000 naira, yeah, you're paying 4,000 naira every single month. So what 8,000 naira every single month. So if you want to take that advantage here, you see my number on the screen. Send me a message on WhatsApp. Just make your payment there. Be added to the group chat. Just let's get read once and never forget again, or retain about 95% of what you have studied. Just step 1, like what I said, I want to put this thing in various steps, and I want to make it as practical as possible, so I can really practicalize things here whenever you are reading, just or whenever you are about to study. So step 1 is activate your brain before studying. Now look at something here. You need to activate your brain before you go into your study here. So why is this important? Why is activating your brain before study is very, very important? Now the reason is that your brain needs to engage to retain information effectively. So for you to retain information effectively, your brain needs to be engaged. So that's why you need to activate your brain before studying. But how do we do this here? How do we achieve this here? So these are the ways you can do this here. So these are the ways you can do it. So number 1, perform light physical exercises for 10 to 15 minutes. This will help to boost your blood flow to the brain. Now look at something here. Before you go into this session here, and that 80 to 95% of students watching this video here, they don't do this, right? So they don't activate their brain. They don't go. So the first one you can use to activate your brain is by doing 10 to 15 minutes exercises. Now in your hours, just do like press up, sit up, or any light exercise, or jogging. If you cannot jog here, just do light exercise. This will help This will help boost your blood flow to your brain and will help you to retain much information. So this is number 1. Number 2, take 3 deep breaths to relax and focus your mind. This is very, very powerful. This technique is very, very powerful. Now, take deep breath. So taking deep breath is very, very easy here. So before you go into your study here, just close your eye, just breathe here. Now, what this will do for you, or what this does, is that it's help you to relax and focus your mind. Look at something here. Before you can really understand, before you can read and understand anything and actually retain it here, your mind must be in a calm state. And one of the ways that can be proven to calm your mind down is deep breaths. That is why if you study very well, to relax your mind, to calm your mind, and to focus your mind, is to focus your mind is by deep breath. So this is one of the way you can what use to what, activate your brain before studying. The third thing here is what, set a clear goal. Write down what you plan to learn in this session. Now, if for example here, let me give you an example here. For example here, you want to go into your study time session and you have 2 hours. In that 2 hours, what do you really want to cover? If for example here in physics, you want to cover what topic in physics do you want to cover? You need to be crystal clear of what you really want to study or achieve in that study time session. Just and this will help you to what retain your this will help you to focus your mind, help you to understand and retain that information. Do you understand? So that what the first you want to, after you have activated your brain, the next you want to do is yes, so use the shortening method to break down information. Look at something here. It's very important to know how to use the shortening method to break things down. So, but why is this important? Why do you need to use the shortening method to break information down? This is the reason why. Your brain processes and remember into smaller chunks of information better than large block. Do you understand? So your brain easily understand and remember smaller things better than large chunks. In the sense that, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. If you see an elephant here, if you see an elephant, for you to be able to eat the elephant here, you need to cut smaller pieces. You understand? So the book you want to read, or that chapter you want to read, is just like an elephant. For you to be able to what, eat that elephant very well, you have to what, break it down into smaller what, chunks. Do you understand? So, but how do you do this here? So these are the ways you can what, you can use the shortcuts method. Number one, divide your materials into smaller sessions. For example, instead of reading an entire chapter, study one session at a time. Number two, summarize each session in your own words, either by writing or speaking it aloud. This is very important. This is very important, and I can tell you that large majority of students don't do these things. Now, I can remember when I was in my year one, back then in my undergraduate uniport, I went to the library to study. I will end up wasting all my own time in the library because why? I did not understand what I'm teaching you. Just at the end of the day, when I get to an exam, I find that I didn't even know anything. Why? Because I spent majority of time without using what I'm sharing with you. So that's what number two. Let me move to what number. So the third one is what, use multi-sensory learning. Use multi-sensory learning. So what is using multi-sensory learning all about? Now, when I talk about multi-sensory learning, I talk about see, speak, and feel. Just so why must you engage in multi-sensory learning? Here's the reason why. Engaging multiple senses improve memory retention. So multi-sensory learning improve memory what, retention. This is the reason why you want to this is the reason why you want to engage in it, right? So, but how do you do this here? So, number one, write notes in colorful ink or use diagram and charts to visualize key points. Now look at something here. You need to, if you're a student, if you're a good student, now you should not have just one color ink, right? You should have multiple color like red, black, and blue. Do you understand? Now I've seen some students, although I didn't do it then, but I used to do it, I normally do it now. Now I discovered those brilliant students that actually what do very well are those students who are light things using multiple colors. Do you understand? So they align the key points using what, multiple colors. Do you understand? So now this will help you to what, visualize key points and help you to remember it very fast. Number two here is called read your notes aloud or explain them as if you are teaching someone. Now look at something here. One of the ways to easily read and understand that what actually helped me. This one actually helped me. That whatsoever I study, I make sure that I teach somebody. So now, because there's a difference between reading to pass the exam and reading to teach somebody. Reading to pass the exam, you can actually come in and just pass the exam, right? And after the exam, you have forgotten everything. But reading to teach someone, what will happen here is that you need to understand the concept so you can be able to what, explain it in your own words to that person. So for you to read to teach somebody here, it means that you need to understand the stuff here. So, and you can actually achieve this here by reading your notes aloud or explain them as if you are what teaching someone. So there are two things you need to what to engage yourself with. Just and so that this is called using multi-sensory what learning. That is what number what three. I believe you should be what using this thing uh, immediately you finish watching this video. Four is what? Number four is practice active recall regularly. Most people don't know what's called active recall, which I want to explain. Now we are called active learning and passive learning. Now look at something here. What most students do is that, like what they do, like let me say 8% of students is that they'll only read the text, they don't engage in the text. You need to start engaging in text. Just like summarizing those notes, like quizzing yourself, asking yourself questions, just writing those things in your own words. Just so why is practice active recall regularly important? Why is it important? Yeah, testing yourself is more effective than passive rereading. Just what does this mean here? This what it means. Some people just when they read today, like after they finish read their finish their reading session here. Tomorrow they will also come back and read the same thing. Next month they will also come back and read the same thing here. Now this is not that effective on a more serious note. Just so test yourself is more effective. You need to test yourself, but how do you do this? How do you use active recall regularly? How do you practice active recall regularly? Number one, after reading a session, close the book and write down everything you remember without looking at it. Just so after you have read, remember divide the entire book into was chunks, right, into sessions here. After reading each sessions here, what you want to do is so close the book, then try as much as possible to write those things in your own ways. I know that this is very, very difficult. Not serious, so this is very, very difficult. But this will help you to reinforce your understanding and help you, because if you can summarize something in your own ways, it means that you understand this stuff. Do you understand? That's number one. Number two, use flashcard or app to quiz yourself on the key parts. Do you understand? I'm going to explain what is flashcard here, but it's very important. Now, after you have like close notes and read stuff here, it's very important you start testing yourself, start giving yourself key questions based on the materials. Just then the third thing you want to do is at the end of the day, review the main points you study and test yourself again. So after you finish reading, after you finish your sessions, what you want to do here in the evening, what you want to do here is to go back and review the stuff and ask yourself question again and see how you can answer those questions. This is very, very powerful. It's going to be of great help to you. Now, using just this step four is going to boost your understanding to what, like let me say, boost your understanding up to 50%. So let me move to the last one. The last thing here is what use space repetition for long-term retention. Now we have called space repetition. So why is this useful? Why is space repetition very useful when it comes to long-term retention? Here's the reason why. Repeating information at a specific interval help move it from short-term to long-term memory. So here we have short-term memory, and here we have long-term memory. Now, when you study the first time, when you study material the first time, what your memory will just do is that they store what you study in that short-term memory. And what short-term is that it's just there for a very short time. Just and this is the reason why if you read today and you leave it for like 1 week before you come back, you find out you have forgotten what you study. Now this will help you. This will make you to come back again. Just now, so that this is how you do space repetition. Just and this is how you do space repetition. In order for you not to forget what you have studied, this is how you do space repetition. Number one, review what you study after day 1, day 3, week 1, and 1 month time. Just so now instead of when you read it for day 1, instead of leaving it for 1 before you come back again, go back to the material again for like maybe 3 days time. Just and study it. Now after you review that material again, like study what you have learned. Next one to do is go back again 1 week. Just now this will help to transfer the information you have stored in your short-term memory to your long-term memory. But large majority of students don't do this here. This is the main problem. This is the reason if you're preparing for JAM examination, this is the reason why you need to start as early as possible. Just and that is why joining my private online class is very, very important for you. Just that if you have seen my videos all over again, like TikTok and or YouTube here, and you have not joined my private online class, you are missing a lot. We have two private online class. We have called private one-on-one, and we have what called private group. Although we have a general group, do you understand? We have a general group, right? But that general group here is not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be either in the private one-on-one or private group. Do you understand? But the good thing is that when you sign up for the private one-on-one, automatically you have already joined the private group. Just but the private one-on-one is very, very costly. Just I charge 15K every single month. Just but a lot of people cannot afford that amount. So that is why if you cannot afford that amount, then join the general group. Then join the private group where you pay 8,000 every single month. Now, but here's the thing here. The first 20 persons are paying 4,000 every single month. So if you want to join our private group chats, and have the 8,000 naira, they can take advantage of the 4,000 every single month. Now, once I get my 20%, the price will go back to 8,000. Just as so, for you to take advantage, now you can see my number at the screen here. Please send me a message on WhatsApp. Then make your payment. Just like some people will say, they just come to my DM say that I want to join your private online class. The fee, I saw the fee to be 4,000 naira. Fine. This already know the price. You just send my account details to them. They'll just pay, and I'll add them to the group. So if you want to be among those students here, leave a message or you send me a message. Just now the number two, how to do space repetition effectively is keep each review session brief. Focus only on the key points or areas you struggle with. Look at something here. For each topic you study, what up here, there are some areas you don't really actually understand. So when you're doing your space repetition, when you're coming back again to study what you have read before, look at something here. You are not reading the entire chapter again. This is the reason why you need to summarize everything. So when you come back here, again, you have to revise it. Just you have to revise it. Revise those key points here. If, for example, now it's formula like physics or chemistry formulas here, you have to review those formulas again. Then solve more problem using those formulas. This is how we call space repetition. Following this 5-step here will help you a lot. So now let's review each of them again. Number one is what? What is number one? Number one, activate your brain before studying. Number two is what? You use the chunking method to break down information, right? Number three, use multiple sensory learning, right? Number four is what? Practice active recall regularly. Then number five is what? Use space repetition for long-term retention. Now let me give you some tips that will help. I hope this video is helpful. We are done with this video. See you in my next video.